So much going on in LA. It's really easy to hide though. It's really easy to hit a small life. It's really easy to just Netflix out. It's really easy to not be open to possibilities, to never take suggestions, to just stick with what's safe, to just get stuck in a routine, to just be closed off to the wider world. It's so easy to be small. Here I am in Culver City. So much going on, man. The nightlife is pulsating. Restaurants and yoga, theaters, 12-step meetings. It's all going on, man. So, disease of poverty, that's a disease of hiding, man. Any way that you're hiding your talents, that's just gonna be leading a impoverished life, a small life. And we hide because we're wounded. We're afraid to get exposed. We're afraid to be revealed. We're afraid, so we hide. But there's no way to lead a life hiding. Okay? You need to move from hiding and biting to shining and receiving. So much going on out here. I'm going to dive into the middle of it. I used to live here. And, wow, isn't that picture amazing? Whoops. I used to live here off Bagley. And, I was looking for a roommate. And, the roommate matching service, they just put me in the gay section. I don't know why they did that. They just put me in the gay section. I only realized it after everyone that I called looking for a roommate turned out to be gay. And then I said, did you put me in the gay section? And they go, oh, whoops, you're not gay? So I lived here, and it's impossible to find parking around here. It's really hard. And at the time, I had a Dodge 1-ton B350 van. All right? And I tried to find parking. I'd have to drive around and around looking for parking. And then one day I come out and someone's like spray painted these signs on the front of my van with stuff that's really hard to remove. I guess they didn't like that my van was I don't know, 6 foot plus tall. And okay, I got the message. My roommate, my gay roommate, I think he moved his gay lover in, and I went out and got my own place. I went out and got a guest house. Anyway, hiding, serious problem. Shame. If you feel rotten to your core, something that I've struggled with, then you don't want to be known. So you can try to fake it till you make it. Doesn't usually work. You can get, have you ever been to social settings and all the cool people are at one table and you just have this overwhelming desire to go sit at that table with the cool people, And so finally you work up the courage and you insinuate yourself into the table with the cool people, and then it becomes painfully obvious that you don't belong. That's a really, really painful experience, man. That you want to belong to the cool table, you just slide in there, and then it becomes painfully obvious that you don't belong here. Or have you ever seen the cool people carrying on a conversation? And it's a really cool conversation. I mean, they're talking about how the world really works, all right? They're dropping the dope. They're dropping the inside scoop. I mean, this is the good stuff, okay? So you really want in on this conversation, but they really don't want you in the conversation, and they kind of make it obvious with their body language, but you will not be deterred. So you horn in on the cool people's conversation where you're not wanted. You ignore their body language, and then they start staring at you, or when you start to speak, they just run right over you. Nobody listens to you. You can feel them glaring at you, and eventually you can deny reality no longer, and you walk off. Okay, that's a horrible feeling. And I have to admit, it's a feeling that I have known. Okay, that feeling of horning in on a conversation where I'm not wanted, then trying to insinuate myself into the conversation, ignoring their body language, ignoring that everyone else is ignoring me, like kind of feeling their annoyance that I'm sticking my nose into their private cool conversation, and finally just giving into reality that I am not wanted in this conversation. So if you're a person who tends to hide your gifts, hide your talents, you may think, oh, I can overcome this by force of will. I'm just going to push myself into conversations where I'm not wanted. I'm just going to push myself into going up to strangers. I'm just going to start networking. I'm going to start handing out my business card. I'm going to start telling everybody about my new business. Probably not going to work. The only thing that works is a recalibration of your character so that you can come to terms with the wreckage of your past, that you make amends for the horrible things you've done, so that you then start feeling better about yourself. You start leading a life of service. As you lead a life of service and love to other people, you're no longer so ashamed. You no longer feel like there's something intrinsically rotten inside of yourself. And then you just naturally start connecting with people, and you become more in tune with reality, and you no longer push yourself into conversations where you're not wanted, but instead, because you're a person who has changed your orientation from being predatory and a taker, you've now become someone who wants to contribute, someone who wants to give, and people are attracted to that, and the world starts opening up. People start being curious about what you have to offer. Start connecting, and everything gets better. But first you have to admit you got a problem and understand that there is a higher power greater than yourself who can help you overcome your debilitating shame. Then you decide to turn your life over to the care of God as you understand God. Then you do a complete, thorough moral inventory. You do the hard work. Then you share it with someone that you trust. Then you make amends. Then you go out and share the message, and life gets better.